Hey, guess who's back? It's me. I am back again a year later from the last video. I said I was coming back to YouTube. That's a long story, so I'm not even going to waste your time with that. I'm going to get right into it, man. I am back. I am coming back, and for real this time. I'm going to start making some videos again. I don't know about what just yet. That's been part of the problem. Why I didn't come back before is I had every intention of coming back, but I couldn't think of what to make videos on because I couldn't show you the Z at the time, and I didn't know what to post, so didn't want to bore you guys. But you know what, I've gotten so much support from so many of my homies that have said, you know what, you just gotta be consistent. That's the key to success with anything that you do, is just be consistent. Just start pumping stuff out. People are interested, they want to know what you're doing. Even if you can't show the car, talk about something else, you know. So here we go. I'm coming back this time, and I am going to be consistent. That's my thing. I'm trying to put some fire under my butt this year and say, you know what, just start posting. That's Instagram, YouTube, everything that I'm trying to plug back in. I just came back to Instagram yesterday as of making this video right now, and so I'm just trying to do it, man. I'm just trying to do more and just get myself motivated. I got to give a big shout out to Dustin Williams. I'm sure a lot of you guys, car guys in the car community, you follow Dustin Williams. He's one of my favorites, has been since the beginning. I've been following him since he had like less than 4,000 subscribers, somewhere around where I am right now. Back when he was just some young kid just graduating college with a Civic Si out of Mississippi, and now he's got close to 600,000 subs on YouTube and growing, and a much deserved following. And I just couldn't be more proud of the guy, because I don't know, out of everybody that I watch, everybody that I follow on YouTube, Dustin is just somebody that I've been able to relate to the most. I think that if he and I ever had a chance to talk, a collab or whatever way down the road, I mean, I'm minuscule compared to him right now, but if something like that ever came, I think we would get along very well. But anyways, he has a lot of motivational insight to give. He gives in a lot of his videos and things like that, and his big thing is that he just says you just got to do more. And it's so true, man. Every time I watch one of his videos and he gets onto the motivation stuff, he says, hey, listen, just do more, and don't sabotage yourself. And I do that so many freaking times, guys. I don't know how many of you can relate with me, but I have every intention of doing more, of posting or being consistent, every intention, but it's the actual doing it that I've struggled with, because I get in my own way. I tell myself, oh man, what are you gonna post? Nobody's gonna enjoy it. You're gonna be wasting time. So I gotta get over myself and just start doing this. And the beauty of the internet is that if something is boring to you guys, you can click off of it. Nobody's forcing you to watch anything, and I would never want to force anybody to watch or listen to anything that I have to say. And so, that's one thing that I need to consider more is, hey, if somebody's not interested in the content that I'm making, they have every right and every ability to just click off of it and do something else. And so that's what I'm going to have to go with, Those of you who have stuck with me and enjoyed my content and enjoyed my many, many long-winded videos, way too long videos that I've made in the past, I appreciate you guys. I really do. I mean, talk is cheap, but I'm serious. I really do appreciate you guys, and I hope you'll stick around, because I do plan on coming back. I'm going to do more. I'm going to do what Dustin says. He's got an incredible story, and I do believe him when he says if he can do it, man, anybody can do it. So I'm going to do that. So anyway, this video is just kind of me coming back and saying I'm back again. I'm gonna keep making videos. I don't have any long stories or anything for you guys today. I was thinking of what to post today for kind of my reintroduction video, and really one thing stuck out to me, and that's that I have a lot of opinions when it comes to the car community. Been to a lot of car shows, obviously, been to a lot of events, seen so many different cars of varying build qualities, things like that, and I love it all. I said way back in my first video of this channel that you can see, my introduction video, that I'm really just a fan of the culture in general. I'm really a fan of all of it. I love it, so I don't have anything bad to say about any particular build. However, I do have my own opinions with regards to what I like, like anybody would. I think that I've gotten enough questions from enough people and enough interest from people asking me kind of about my opinions to make a video like this, and that's where I go ahead and share what I think is important in today's community for those who are really looking to stand out. Now, not everybody's looking to stand out. A lot of people just kind of want to blend in, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think that it's the people that go the extra mile to kind of stand out. I think those are the people who are really advancing the culture forward. The people that they're actively looking for ways to expand what was previously thought impossible or not even considered previously, and they're opening the doors to new things. I mean, take a look at the wide body movement. That was a great example of how the whole culture and everything kind of evolved. That's a big, broad example, and not every change is going to come in that big of a way. But I think that in many smaller ways, individual builders like myself and many of you guys out there can make small changes and small advancements in the culture by the little things that we do to our builds to differentiate them from one another. I think that the biggest way to do that is by making your own stuff, making your own custom parts, doing whatever you can to say if your car was sitting next to the same make and model of somebody else's car, to make somebody look at yours and say, man, there's something about that that's different than this one. I've seen this one, I've seen the stuff that's on that, but I've never seen this part before. I think it's that kind of thing that's really pushing the whole culture forward. And it could be just a small little detail, a tiny little thing, but it all adds up to the culture and the scene kind of evolving. And I think that that's something that I really wanted to encourage you guys to do more of is expand what you think you can do. You can do more than you think. You're not just stuck with doing what's already been done. I understand that there's trends get going and you want to be a part of the trend, you don't want to miss it. I get that. But there's something about bucking the trend, it's called, which is not necessarily denying the trend, but just going beyond the trend, doing something else, creating your own new trend. That to me, I think, is even better. Of course, there's many different ways that you can do this. You can make your own trends. In my case, I'm an artist. I'm an artist in every sense of the word. I grew up in a very artistic family, and so I found that as I grew up and got into the car scene specifically, that my artistic sense, it just came right into play, and it was easy for me to transition into making my own stuff. That's not going to be the case for everybody. Some people are not quite so artistically inclined, and that's fine. You don't necessarily have to be an artist, and you don't have to be talented. You just have to have the willingness to try to go above and beyond what you previously thought was possible. Again, in my case, I make aero parts. I make a lot of cool looking parts for my car. Some people are more mechanically inclined and inclined in other ways, and that's awesome for me. And I think for a lot of the majority of people, they're going to find that they're able to just make cool looking car parts, and that is really, really, really cool. That's one of the ways that you can really set your car apart. It could be something small, like I said. It could be something bigger, like what I'm doing now. I'm doing a full, complete new wide body for my Z. But that's, I've been doing this for a while now. My main thing is I want to encourage you guys to just start doing small little things, because again, every time I see somebody that has a car that has something that somebody made specifically, that shows me that that is an evolution. Even if it's a small one, that's a step towards an evolution for the whole community. And that, I think, is what is really going to push this whole scene forward, is more custom stuff, more people making, putting themselves into the build, literally. In my case, if you're wondering what this is on my hands, I'm literally holding clay, because this is what I use to make a lot of my parts. I literally make this with my hands. I make my parts, and then the fiberglass, which is a very simple thing to use. Anybody can do this. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're an artist or whatnot. You have the ability to make your own stuff, and I cannot tell you accurately enough how much more you will enjoy something that you make for yourself. I can speak from personal experience, having the privilege to be able to take my car with custom made stuff, the stuff that I've made for it, take it to these big car shows, to be able to see the car there and other people seeing the car with stuff that I made myself. The enjoyment that I got out of that, knowing that I made this stuff myself, was tenfold times the enjoyment that I would get if my car was just there and had a bunch of fancy stuff on it that I bought. I don't care where it came from. I don't care if it took 4 months to get there from Japan. It doesn't matter. The enjoyment that I got from seeing my own work, my own hard work on the car there at the shows, it's unmatched. You can't match it. So again, I heavily encourage you to just give it a try. Don't tackle something huge right out the gate. Just tackle something small. Like, take a look at this part right here that I'm holding in my hand. This is something that you'd never guess what it is by just looking at it, but this is an example of a part that I made, and this is a winglet for the new roof spoiler that I'm building for my version 2 kit. This is something that was very simple to make. I used the clay, this kind of thing, and in some cases I use like a foam. It's very common material you can find in many places. And I just shape it, build it into a shape that I like, and then you fiberglass it and you shape it again. There's a lot of sanding involved. There is a little bit of that, elbow grease and all that involved in making stuff. There will always be that. But that should not stop you from building your own stuff. Now, the beauty of this is that this is the only one of this in the world. This is just one piece of the wing, but this is the only one of these in the entire world. Nobody will ever have another one of these unless I decide to reproduce this wing and sell it, which is a whole nother topic. That's a whole nother part of this, the benefits that can come from making your own stuff. That's another video altogether. Until I decide to start selling this to the public, this is one of one in the world, right? So that's a big deal if you ask me. Really, why do like Nismo Zs, we'll talk about the Z for example, why are Nismo Zs more sought after than say the standard Zs? Well, because there's fewer of them, right? There was only so many made. It's the rarity, it's the supply and demand for it. That's probably the biggest reason. And so it's the same thing with this, in my opinion. This is what baffles me, why more people don't make their own stuff. Because when you make something like this, even if it's something simple like this, it's the only one in the world. You're the only person that can say, I made this. This is the only one in the world on my Z. And even if other people don't perceive that at first, and in a lot of cases, if you do a good enough job, people won't be able to tell that it's something that you made. They'll be asking you all over the place. And I speak from experience. Where did you get that? Where'd you get that? I want to buy that. What company makes that? And that's a whole nother source of enjoyment that you get out of it. But you'll be able to have the pleasure of knowing that you can't buy that anywhere. I made that with my bare hands. And again, that every little thing that you do, whether it's small, something like this, or a bigger thing like making your whole kit, it's just further steps in evolving this scene. I think that if we get to the point where most cars have at least a small custom modification, something that the owner has done themselves or has collaborated with others to build their own custom stuff, going to these shows and going to these events is going to be that much more incredible, because you're going to see just such a vast array of the incredible artistry that we as human beings are able to produce. And everybody has a little bit of a different idea in their mind of what would look good. So it's going to make it that much better. And that's what I mean by this culture, this scene has so much potential to evolve if more people would just get out of their comfort zones, stop saving up your money to buy a Rocket Bunny kit or whatever. It's cool if you want to do that, but take that money and go buy materials, sit yourself down in front of some YouTube videos and learn how to make your own kit. I guarantee you at the end of the day, even though you had to put in the work and your build may not be done and as soon as it would have if you just would have bought the kit and put the kit on, at the end of the day, you're going to enjoy it untold times more than you would have. And people are going to be asking you, where did you get it? That's amazing. That's so cool. It's going to set you apart. And if we can get more people to start doing that, this scene is going to get nuts. It's going to be so much more enjoyable than it is now. So that's my little soapbox about what I think, in my opinion, it's going to take to get this culture to evolve beyond what it is right now. Again, I think I'm seeing that it's become a little bit stagnant right now. And I really, really love this culture so much that I want to do everything that I can, even though I'm just a little guy right now. I want to do everything I can to encourage and motivate people to step outside the box and do what they can, what I know they can, even though they may not know they can, to help this culture evolve and grow a little bit more. I'm just so tired, guys, of seeing the same cars, maybe a different color, maybe a different set of wheels, but the same stuff over and over and over and over again, and knowing, man, this person just doesn't know. If they just kind of step out of their comfort zone and took it a little bit of a step further, they could have made this car so much more unique, and it would look nothing like the other car. It couldn't be considered what I call a cookie cutter car. And so anyway, I think that the bottom line is that you guys, you are capable of so much more than you think. Go outside and start trying to make some stuff. You don't have to have all the skill in the world. There is so many YouTube videos out there that will help. I took advantage of YouTube so much when I first started doing car stuff. You can see, hey, here's a little spoiler, literally. Here's my my roof spoiler that I was just talking about, that part that I was just showing you. There it is right there. Can't show you any more right now. We've decided we're gonna keep the kit, the V2 kit, a surprise still. Still working on it. For those of you guys who didn't see my Instagram stories yesterday, I am still working on the V2, and I will be revealing that when it's done. Should be this year. But I can't show you right now, except for that little spoiler, literally. But anyway, you guys, give it a try. Go out there, try and make your own stuff, even if it's something small. I guarantee that if you start trying it, you're gonna fall in love with it like I did, and you're just going to be thinking about the next thing that you can build, and it's gonna go from there. And before you know it, you're gonna be like me, spending a year out here building a whole new freaking body kit for your car. It's just a blast. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap this video up, guys. I don't want this to be super long, but I am back. I'm gonna be making more YouTube videos for you guys. They may not be the most exciting thing in the world, but it's about consistency. So I appreciate you guys sticking around. Thank you for the continued support, and I will see you guys soon. God bless.